Now, to get to that point where you feel that I enjoy talking to Allah, it will also need time. It will also need struggle. It will also need sacrifice. It will also need that due respect. So give it. And let that come, and let Allah feel, let your heart feel comfort with Allah. ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. يعني tell me, Allah is saying, tell me anything else in this dunya that the heart of a mu'min should feel comfort in, except the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How could your heart rest with anything other than remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? If one of the Salaf used to say, إِذَا ذُكِرَ الصَّالِحُونَ نَزَلَتِ الرَّحْمَةِ. One of the ulama of the Salaf used to his student, when the salihun, the righteous people mention, the mercy of Allah will come down. And one of the students said, Ya Shaykh, if the rahmah would come down, just a righteous man was mentioned, what if we mention Allah? قال أما قرأت قول الله ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب الطمأنينة تنزل على القلب. When you remember Allah, that tranquility should land on your heart, and your heart should feel thirst for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As you are thirsty now for drink and for food, or hungry for food, your nafs, your soul should feel thirsty for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wa munajatillah. Number 3, ya ikhwati fillah, and islah al-qalb. Islah al-qalb. To purify your heart. Take everything out of this, from this dunya, out of your heart, except Allah. Number 4, انقطاع التام إلى العبادة الصرفة. Nothing else. Every second that you hear in the masjid should be ibadah. خالصة لله سبحانه وتعالى. صرف. يعني there is not a fine line of ri'ah. Not a drop as small as you can even imagine of show off. It should be lillah, but it has to be ibadah. If I'm talking to Nuh, I should make my intention, the reason that I'm talking to him is because it's ibadah. Because ya ikhwati fillah, the things that we do, what we call adat, can be changed into ibadat. When you go for iftar, you should not say, oh, I smell the food, I'm starving, let me go eat. No, you should say, I am going because this is what will sustain me, and so I can be strong and worship Allah. And the food that you eat would be ibadah. Every grain of rice is hasana. And mashallah, you take, mashallah, bismillah, 200 grains of rice is hasanat. Why? Because you did it for Allah. You didn't do it because it tastes good. You did it for Allah. So you can make this. So everything should be ibadah khalisa lillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is salah. It could be a qira'at Quran. It could be just contemplating, reflecting. Why did Allah choose me? What did I do to deserve this honor? What did I do to be called Abdullah? ومما زادني شرفا وتيها وكدت بأخمصي أطأ الثريا دخولي تحت قولك يا عبادي وأن صيرت أحمد للنبي. يعني what amazes you, إخوتي في الله, what amazing is that we were picked, handpicked by Allah to be called Abdullah, to be in His house. You don't invite someone that you hate to your house. You don't invite your enemy to your house. You don't invite someone that you despise to your life. But Allah invited us to His house. So, what a ni'mah, what an honor, ya ikhwati fillah. So just imagining this ni'mah, the magnitude and the size of this ni'mah. Allahu Akbar. الذين يتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض. يعني يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا Subhanak. Yeah, all this is a ibadah. You're lying down before you go to bed, before you sleep, you're drifting out of this dunya. But think, subhanallah, alhamdulillah. And in that is ibadah. Is sleeping that I want to rest so I can get up for qiyam is ibadah. So ikhwati fillah, let us utilize. Number 5, ya ikhwati fillah. Protect your fasting from anything that may decrease the hasanat. Your tongue, your eyes, even your niyyah, trying to protect it. Number 6, I know we have to go. Number 6, تقليل من المباحات من الأمور الدنيوية والزهد في كثير منها مع القدرة على التعامل معها. يعني تقليل من المباحات. You know the term zahid. You know what it means? If this person is zahid, usually is a person who have no desire. He has minimum of this dunya. And the reason that he has minimum of this dunya is not because he couldn't get more of it. It's because he was able to get more, but he did not want it. This is called zahid. You could have $2,000 per day, but you say $200 is enough. So you are zahid. But if you only have this and you can't get any more, should we call you zahid or faqir? No, you're faqir. يا حسرة, you're faqir. يعني أفاك مثل إيش؟ فقير يعني. You have nothing to, that's it. But a zahid is a person who sees but abstains from it willingly. You see the food, تزهد فيه. Well, this is enough. Bismillah. You see people talking, sitting in a corner, تزهد فيه. You see people sleeping, تزهد في النوم. You see people who, reading other books, تزهد that, and you go and you read the Quran. So a zuhud is just to abstain from something that you can get more of it. Now here, ya ikhwati fillah, we would stop here bi'idnihi subhanahu. The brothers asked me to continue for 10 more minutes, but we will continue only for 5 more minutes bi'idnihi subhanahu wa ta'ala. Types of i'tikaf. There's 2 types of i'tikaf, ya ikhwati fillah. One that is wajib, and one that is nafil or sunnah. And the one, the wajib, is the one that came through another, and the other one is the sunnah that is mandub or mustahab, and the other one is when you do it for the sake of Allah, willingly here. See, now you are zahid. Why? Because zahadta ma fil kharij. Now you don't want to be outside. You can be outside, and this is where it comes. This is an i'tikaf that you did zuhd from this dunya, and you say, I will do willingly, alhamdulillah, voluntary i'tikaf at the masjid, and I have no desire of being outside. What is the hukm, ya ikhwati fillah, of i'tikaf? And i'tikaf is sunnah, as we mentioned. And what are the conditions of i'tikaf? Is number 1, the person have to be Muslim. Tough one, right? If a kafir makes i'tikaf, his amal is not accepted. Number 2, the person have to be mumayyiz. If Ilyasin sleeps us tonight, he is not a mumayyiz, therefore he is no i'tikaf. Number 3, at-tahara, and this is for men and women, and you have to be in state of purity, which means you cannot, if you have a dream, then you have to go leave the masjid right away and do ghusl and take the ghusl and come back. And if the young lady experiences that time of the month, then she has to leave the masjid and go home. And number 4, ya ikhwatullah, from the condition of i'tikaf has to be in the masjid, and you can do i'tikaf at your home. Wallahu subhanahu wa ta'ala a'la wa a'lam, wa jazakum Allahu khair. Subhanahu bil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.